Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome to a suggestion video featuring all of the Tokyo Mater diecast. This was suggested to me by Lawrence1138. Hopefully I pronounced your name correctly, and thank you very much for the suggestion. I really do appreciate it. And also, Lawrence1138 wanted me to show the play sets of Tokyo Mater, but unfortunately I do not have all of them, and I do though believe I have one or two, but they're scattered in my closet and all the parts are separated and they're not together. So unfortunately I won't be able to show the play sets, but I do have all the diecast and we'll be showing all of them in this video. So thanks again for the suggestion. I just wanted to let you guys know that I have enough suggestion videos that will make me through January of 2016, which is absolutely crazy. That is so many suggestion videos, and I just wanted to thank you guys for all the support you have been giving me. It really means a lot that you guys want me to do a review of one of your favorite cars, or a car that you want to see. So I just wanted to thank you guys for that. So let's get into a review of the Tokyo Mater diecast. Might as well start with Tokyo Mater himself. Obviously, he is Mater. All the shorts focus around Mater, and this short he was kind of modified into a Tokyo import. So this is a release that was released just a few years ago in a 3-pack, and he's kind of like, it's the metal Tokyo Mater. Otherwise, you would not be able to get a Tokyo Mater, just regular that's metal. I do believe there was a plastic version, but this is the first metal version that was released in a 3-pack a few years ago. He's kind of got that nice cool look on him when he was driving down about to race. He does have a few sponsors on the side here. One is there's RPM, Vitaline, and 2 Japanese ones I can't read. But he also has these kind of nice Japanese characters on the side. I'm not really sure what those symbolize, and just kind of a really nice smooth car. Here's the regular Mater, just as comparison, completely different because he's got his hood back on and he's got 2 new review mirrors in the front here. He just looks really nice. I have to say, it's one of my favorite versions of Mater. And you may be wondering that there is a version of Mater that's actually quite similar to Tokyo Mater, and that is actually Funny Car Mater that I reviewed just a few weeks ago. So as you can see, they're very similar, although Funny Car Mater is a lot more hyped up with the engine and the elevated back, and the exhaust pipes come out the side. But you can see how the backs are very similar, and the spoilers are too. Although they are different, they are quite similar. So I just wanted to show him because they are quite similar. Now let's take a look at some of the other versions of Tokyo Mater. This is one of the first ones released, I believe, Drift Party Mater, who actually did get a re-release. And this is after, well, kind of not after, but it was when he was shot out of the pipe and he lost his hood and kind of his review mirrors fell off. And he lost kind of all the modifications he had in the back. So I actually really like this one because it really looks like a kind of like a regular Mater, kind of like brand new Mater too, and it's really one of the simplest Maters ever because he does have all of his towing cables. He really just has that one in the middle there, so I think it looks nice. He still has the same sponsors he has, and one complaint I do have about this one is that he should kind of have some oil and like dirt and stuff all around him. Not really dirt, but more of just like scratches and stuff like that. So that's one thing Mattel didn't really do. He does kind of have his dirty hood there like he normally does. So it's a nice release. I don't believe this one was too hard to find, but the next one I'm going to show definitely was pretty hard to find, and that is Tokyo Mater with oil stains. This was actually a Toon Deluxe. So he was in the deluxe line, and I believe was quite rare. I believe I actually got this one online, and this is exactly the same as the regular Tokyo Mater, only the fact that now he has the oil stains on him from when he was driving in kind of the pipe area. So it looks really nice, I have to say. This is a really detailed car with all the oil coming up, splashing on him. Just looks really nice. I have to say, I really like it. Even on the back, just looks really cool. And there's nothing much more to him. A nice expression, very accurate to the movie as well. So I like that release a lot. Hopefully maybe they'll give him a re-release, but since they haven't done too many Toon Deluxe re-releases, I doubt that'll happen, at least for the next while or so. And last but not least, we have the San Diego Comic-Con special of the metallic Tokyo Mater with flames. As you can see, he's got the flames on the back from when he was racing, and he's got the flames coming out of the back. It looks really cool. Yeah, this was actually, This was a release in the 2010 San Diego Comic Con and was metallicized, and he just looks really cool. And then I actually got this just a few years ago. It's just a really nice release. I actually was able to get two as well, one to keep in the package and one to open. So it's actually probably my favorite version of Tokyo Mayor, just because I love the flames he has on the back. They're very unique to him, and I just love the metallic paint job as well. Very nice. So now let's move on to the Dragon Lightning McQueen, and I believe this version has gotten a few re-releases over the past few years, and this is actually a very nice McQueen. Compared to the regular McQueen, they are different. He's got kind of a new body style and definitely a new spoiler there. Nice expression there. He's got a Tokyo character on the front, and on the side is where he has his dragon there that's kind of zigzagging across with some flames there. Looks nice. He's kind of got the similar design. Instead of flames like the lightning bolt, he's got a dragon, so that looks pretty cool. I feel like they could have done a little bit more detailing on him, but it does still look pretty nice. And also, this version of Dragon McQueen is extremely detailed, as it's the version with oil stains. I just love how the oil stains look on his car, or on his wheels. It just looks really nice in my opinion. I really do like him. I think it just looks really good, especially on the wheels, as I said. So just to compare there, the wheels. And I wish they did get a little bit more on the front there, though, like a little bit right here, just like they did for Tokyo Mater. They could have done a little bit better there. So he looks really nice in my opinion. And yeah, it's kind of funny how they're like really coinciding with the Tokyo Maters, because there's an oil version, a regular version, and there's also a metallic version, which I'm going to show in a second here, with some really nice detailing on the back there. So that's all for Dragon McQueen. Now we'll take a look at the metallic Dragon McQueen with oil stains. So I have to say, this is really cool. It came with the 2010 collector guide. And so I was really happy. I think I actually found this one in the store. So he's got a bunch of oil stains over on the side here, just like he did with the regular Dragon McQueen with oil stains, only now it's just metallicized. And they did just kind of do the special for the collector guide. I also wish they did more years with collector guides. Those were nice. They did one only for 2009 and 2010. And that was really when the Cars line was flourishing and was doing very well. So that's all for the Dragon Lightning McQueens. And then now let's move on to another main character in the short, which is Kabuto. And this is actually the version with flames, my bad. Here's the regular Kabuto, and he is very similar to Boost from the first Cars movie. Very similar body design. They are a little bit different, but they're very similar. As in like the Tokyo Mater short, there are a lot of cars you'll see that symbolize or I don't know, make you think of the tuners from the first movie, such as Yokozo and DJ and Komodo and Wingo. So those are very nice. I have to say I like Kabuto more just because he's got like a triple stack spoiler here in the back, and he's got this yellow wing on the front here, which looks really cool. And it looks like there's kind of like some sort of sword blade around here, because there's like the handle, some sword blade going around here, so that looks really cool. And compared to Boost, they're basically the same. They both kind of have the tanks on the side. They're just really the added on details, and the exhaust pipes on the back here as well. So speaking of exhaust pipes, this year we actually got a release of Kabuto with Flames that was supposed to be released back in 2010 but never did. So we did finally get a release of him in a 3-pack this year. And the only difference is the fact that now he has the flame in the back, a nice purple and blue flame. As you can see, they have the same expression, unfortunately. I was hoping they would change that, but unfortunately they did not. And there's one more version of Kabuto, which is the stripped Kabuto, which actually is a really cool looking car in my opinion, because the deal was whoever won the race, Kabuto or Mater, would have to get stripped of their modifications. So since Kabuto lost, he had to get his modifications stripped. So this is what he would look like without all of the modifications. So it's actually a really nice smooth car. Just doesn't really look like Kabuto at all, but it does. You can see the resemblance. And the expression is so accurate to the movie because he's crying there in the middle of the street because he was stripped. I think it's like I'm Stark, like that is the term for it. Just looks really cool. I mean, there's nothing really much to him. Even the wheels are changed on him. And very nice. Even his exhaust pipe was taken off and replaced with a smaller one. So that is really cool, I have to say. I really do like this one. I'm not really sure how hard it was to find, but if you do not have this one, I wouldn't be too surprised if they re-released them. So a very nice car. Now let's move on to the whole reason that brought Mater to Tokyo Mater is Edo-san. Yes, this is the car that somehow was in Radiator Springs and failed, or meaning that his engine failed or whatever, and needed to be towed to Tokyo. So Mater did, and he ended up in Tokyo, and this is kind of like his ally. And this is how he got modified, because he, I guess, was in cahoots or whatever. He knew the modifiers, which I'll show in a moment here. And it's actually kind of like a regular sedan, just kind of like a sedan you most likely to see in Tokyo or something like that. And his license plate reads 90210R. And there's actually one car that is very similar to this, and that is the 2015 deluxe release of Trent Proto, who is also a Japanese sedan that appeared in the airport scene in the second Cars movie. They are different characters. You could kind of see the color change, the expression change, but Mattel was pretty lazy with this. Although I just saw a Take 5 a Day article, and this actually appeared in the movie, and it was exactly like this. So if you want to check out that Take 5 a Day article, it is on there. And he doesn't have these kind of like, I don't know what these necessarily are, these silver gadgets, but Trent Proto does not have that. And I have to say, I do like Trent more because I feel like his, I don't know, Edo-san's eyes are just floating in the middle of nowhere there. And unfortunately, though, both of them do have the same license plates, I believe. So if we could focus in on the license plate here, as you can see, they both are the same, unfortunately. So that's all for Edo-san, a nice car, and he actually did get re-released last year. Now let's move on to Teki and Peki, who are the Pitties that modified Mater in the short. So very nice. They're kind of just like the regular Pitties, or not really the regular Pitties, but the Guido kind of Pitty, which are also the sushi chefs. And I just have the bandanas. I do compare them to the sushi chefs in my sushi chef video, which will be a link will be down in the description below. They're just really nice. I'm not really sure what these purple things on the side resemble. He's got the nice bandanas there with some Japanese characters on the front. And I do like their expressions. They do look really nice together, and they are the exact same model as Guido here. So yeah, some very nice ones. I do believe one of these has been re-released in a 3-pack, but I'm not sure both of them have been re-released since 2010. So those are pretty cool. Next up, we have Van San, who appeared when Mater took a wrong turn and ended up on the side of the street where cars were going against him. And this was just one of the cars that was kind of swerving back and forth when Mater was flying down the street. So it was a pretty funny scene, actually. And he's very similar to the regular Van that was in the first Cars movie, as you can see here. And just the color is different and the expression. Now, I believe there was a version of Van released in like 2010, lenticularized, that had this mouth right here, the exact same mouth that Van does, or Van San does. So I think that's kind of, I really do like his expression. It's very accurate to the movie, and it's got a nice detailed luggage case up here. Looks pretty cool. A little bit different than the Van luggage case there, and there's some cool wheels there. And he does not have a license plate, unfortunately, and like the other Van does. So it would have been nice if they gave him a license plate, but unfortunately, he did not get a license plate. Now let's move on to Cho, who was, I believe, one of the first Tokyo Mater releases, actually. I remember getting her pretty early on. I was very excited to get her because she's just a really unique car, in my opinion. Just got all these kind of like pink butterflies on her. It just looks really cool. And the one thing I really like about her too is the blue wheels, or the blue tires, I should say. It looks really nice there. She's got 2 unique exhaust pipes that are coming out the back there, which looks really nice. Some nice tailgates, or tail lights, they're not tailgates, and a cool spoiler. And it's actually a little similar to Chucky from the first Cars movie, but obviously quite a bit different. I mean, she's a Japanese reporter, and Cho's just kind of like a spectator that watched the race. Those huge eyes, though, blue, huge eyes there, and just very nice. And probably a few months after Cho was released here, Cayenne, who is very similar to Cho, got a release as well. I believe both actually did appear in the film, or in the short, I should say. And I actually think Cayenne got a re-release a year or so ago. And I have to say, I like Cayenne more just because of the multicolor. I mean, you got the green eyebrow here, you got orange on the front here, blue on the side, and pink on the other side, and kind of like a light pink wheel, so it just looks really cool, and then yellow rims. So this is just one car that's like a rainbow car, to be honest. Like, show is nice and with the butterflies and stuff, but just only kind of stays to like 2 colors, but they are the same in the back. So I have to say I like Cayenne better. It's a really cool car. And they do have different expressions too, which looks nice. The different mouths there as well. So now let's move on to Kabuto Ninja, there's actually multiple Kabuto Ninjas in the short, and they kind of attack Mater when when Kabuto was surprised that Mater was doing so well in the race. So he had his ninjas come, and they were trying to stop Mater, but that's when McQueen came in and saved him. So he's actually very similar to the Wingo from the first movie, but there are a few differences, obviously. They just kind of have similar fronts, as you can see there, with the sticking out fenders, and the backs are a little bit the same as well, with the exhaust pipe and stuff like that. But they are different because you see Wingo's side sticks out a little bit more than Kabuto Ninja's does. And I actually really do like Kabuto Ninja. He looks really cool. It's kind of got like a double stack spoiler there, and then he's got this bandana with a kind of like a Tokyo flag, or a Japan flag, but also some Japanese characters on the front there as well. So really nice. He's gotten a release in, I believe, a 3-pack this year, and was released as a single this year as well as last year. So this one I always see, and his rims actually are supposed to resemble Ninja Stars, so that's pretty cool. It's a very nice release. No license plate, unfortunately, though. Now let's move on to Tobin, who I actually reviewed a few weeks ago, so I'm not going to spend too much time on him because I just actually did a review on him, a suggestion video. So I'm just going to give a short around look. Got a little bit of a double stack spoiler in the back. Actually a really nice release, one of my favorites. I hope they give him a re-release someday. So very nice. Also have Komodo here, who I also did a review on a few weeks ago as well, so I'll briefly show him. Again, he is one of the lookalikes to Wingo in the Tokyo short compared to the Cars movie. As you can see, these actually are very similar because they have the sticking out on the side there, and has the front fenders that really stick out. So just really nice. Basically, Komodo just has the scales on the back, and Wingo has this huge wing on the back there. So I have to say I like Komodo better. I'm not really sure. They're both really nice. And the exhaust pipes are a little bit different, as you can see. So just minor differences in the 2 designs there. So that's basically all for Komodo. Now let's take a look at the police car that starts chasing Mater when he kind of went on a wrong turn. But then when Mater went through the donut, it was like a donut house where you could do donuts, or you could do kind of spinny thing with your car or whatever. And then he joined in with the fun, the Poka police car here. And so he actually got re-released last year. So that's pretty cool. I actually got the original version. He's actually a really nice car. And also I believe they made a playset of that donut house there. I actually think that's the one I have. So very nice. It says police on here with some Japanese characters. And there's like a badge there that says police, but again, it's really hard to read the other stuff. It's probably some more Japanese characters there. And he's got a bunch of Japanese characters, but they most likely mean police because it looks like they're the same here, and up here. So they probably just say police. And his license plate reads 43-56 with 321 on the top, along with some Japanese symbols. And that says police, just very hard to see right there. It's kind of like stuck in there. Not really too easy to see, unfortunately. And I actually really do like his rims. I believe they never used these rims before on a character. Just looks really nice. And he is very similar. I believe almost the same to Marlon Clutch's McKay, as you can see here. There are minor differences. And the one difference that I could spot is if you look at Potoka's hood, it's kind of like curved. There's kind of, if you run your finger across here, your finger's gonna go up because it's curved. While Marlon's is straight, flat, all across. And Marlon also looks a little bit smaller, or I mean thinner than him. And one major difference you could see is the fact that Potoka's eyes go in like that. There's like a big gap before they kind of like hit the, I don't know really what to say that, but Marlon's are flat and there's no really indentation there. And also the light bars are different, but they're very similar. It makes sense because they're both police cars. So that's basically all for Poka. She's one of my favorite cars too. I really do like him. Now let's move on to one that is very rare, and many people want this one to be released, or re-released I should say, and this is the Goodbye car, and a very nice release. I really do like this one. Very unique too, very similar to Cho and Cayenne with the colored wheels there. Just compare the colored wheels to Cayenne there, and it's kind of like a double of Cayenne or Cho, because you know they have the two exhaust pipes in the back, while Goodbye car has two sets of two, but just Goodbye car looks very nice. Kind of got this like plaid blue and white design going all the way across, along with some cartoon car decals and some flowers along her. Nothing on the top, unfortunately. I really do wish they put something on the spoiler too, like they did with Cho. That would have been cool. So very nice. I hope they do re-release this one for the people that were not able to get Goodbye car. So a very nice car. It also says Goodbye car right there on the sides. So that's basically it for Goodbye car. Now let's move on to Manji. This is a very nice release as well. Probably not my favorite. The hype kind of died down on this release because it got re-released so many times over the past few years in a single and a 3-pack. Actually 2 3-packs I think he got re-released in. And just like a really nice looking car, although it looks very bland from this side, there's like nothing on this side, but when you flip it around you got this whole kind of graffiti looking design with a sun over here and some other design with a heart. So just a very nice cool spoiler as well there. And a really nice looking design on the back here. He's very similar to Karisu, who's also a Tokyo Mater background car. They're very similar, they're basically the same except for the design obviously, and the spoiler in the back. He's got more of a simpler looking spoiler, or not really as like backed off or up off the actual body than this one is. So you just kind of see a difference there, but basically they are the same design slash model, I guess you could say. So, but they're both very nice. I have to say I do like Karisu more though. I really like the green on him, and they both have gotten re-releases as I said. So now let's move on to the DJ lookalikes, which one of them is Yakuza here, who actually appeared in Cars 2. So he was released in a 2-pack with Chisaki. So they are very nice looking. He's kind of got like this mohawk that fades from a red to an orange here, and they both are very similar. I'm sure you guys have seen them with the 2 exhaust pipes in the back. Yakuza's lacking the sound system that DJ has. So but basically though, they both are very similar because they're kind of like the lookalike. So very cool. Got that double review mirror there too. So pretty cool. And DJ also has another lookalike, which is Yojimbo, which actually is one of my favorite Tokyo Mater cards just because how unique this is. I mean, look at this. It's like a crown that he has on top of him here. Or it actually reminds me of, you know, when they stick the things on the train so it just kind of plows the snow off the train tracks. It just kind of looks like that in my opinion. It's really random, but it just looks like that. And I'm not sure how this is going to make you go faster, or it just makes you look cooler, but it does look really nice. He's got like this camouflage design going around the bottom here, the fenders, and it's got this like little red dragon just on his left side here. Look, it looks really nice. I like his little red dragon there. And again, is lacking DJ sound system, but it is his design. So that is all for the Tokyo Mater cars. I hope you guys did enjoy, and thank you Lawrence1138 for the suggestion. I do apologize guys for the long video, but Tokyo Mater was the largest short for diecast. I believe it had the most diecast. So thanks again for watching this video. I'll see you guys on Tuesday for another video. Bye now.